Hi everyone, welcome to Smart Semester's Python programming playlist. In the previous video, we have discussed most important features of Python, and one among them is Python is an interpreted programming language. What is the meaning of interpreted? What is the difference between interpretation and compilation? We will learn in this video in detail. Actually, when we write any programming language, it is high level language which is understood by humans. In order to execute that language, first it has to be converted into the machine level language because microprocessor understands only zeros and ones. To convert high level language into the machine level language, we will use a specialized software called translator or converter. This translator or converter will convert high level language into the machine level language so that this machine level language can be inputted to our microprocessor, and microprocessor understands zeros and ones. Hence, we can see the expected output. In this way, translator converts high level language into the machine level language. Translator is nothing but a software. There are two types of softwares available. First one is compiler, second one is interpreter. The way they function, the way they convert high level language into the machine level language is different. First, let us understand how compilers convert high level language into the machine level language. Compilers take high level language as input and generates intermediate object code. High level language, for example, if we written in C, it has .c extension. If we have written in Java, it will have .java extension. After converting it into the intermediate object code, this file will have .obj extension. This .obj is intermediate object code, meaning it is neither understood by humans nor by the computer. In order to convert it into purely machine level language, we will use assembler. So intermediate object code is treated as input to the assembler, and assembler will generate machine level language. Finally, this level language along with the input will be given to the microprocessor. Microprocessor can understand machine level language, hence we can see the output. In this way, compiler converts high level language into the machine level language that can be given to the microprocessor to give the output. So it involves two steps. First, to convert it to the intermediate object code and then into the machine level language. Now let's see how interpreter converts high level language into the machine level language. Interpreter takes high level language along with the input. What interpreter do is it directly shows the output. It does not generate any intermediate object code. The flow of interpreter is like this. First, let's suppose we have 5 lines of code in our high level language. What interpreter will do is it will take first line. It will convert it into the machine level language and pass it to the microprocessor. Microprocessor will execute it. After executing first line of code, microprocessor do not know the next line. Now microprocessor will wait for some time until interpreter will go back and take the second line, convert it into the machine level language and give to the microprocessor. Now microprocessor will execute second line of code, and this process continues until all the lines are converted into the machine level language one by one and given to the microprocessor. Microprocessor will execute each line one by one. In this way, interpreter converts high level language into the machine level language. What compiler do is compiler takes entire source language in a bulk. The entire source language will be converted into the intermediate object code at once. The entire intermediate object code will be given to the assembler. Assembler will compare entire intermediate object code into the machine level language. Machine level language entirely is given to the microprocessor. Now microprocessor need not to wait, as interpreter made here microprocessor to wait. In compilation, microprocessor won't wait for next instruction. It has every instruction already converted into the machine level language. So compilation is fast in nature when compared with interpreter, because entire machine level language is readily available to execute, whereas interpreter converts line by line. Our entire source code will be converted into machine level language line by line. That is the primary difference between compiler and interpreter. Since you can see there are two steps in compilation process, it doesn't mean compilers are slow and interpreter is fast. Actually, compilers are fast, because once you write your high level language and you generated machine level language, until next modifications, this machine level language stays same. The same machine level language can be given to microprocessor any number of times. We will see the same output. But in the case of interpretation, since there is no machine level language generated in the process, every time if you want to see output, entire high level language should get converted into the machine level language line by line. This is the primary difference between compiler and interpreter. Let's see the differences between compiler and interpreter in a tabular format. These are the primary differences between compilation and interpretation. In compilation, all high-level instructions are converted into machine-level instructions in a single shot. But in interpretation, at any given point of time, only one instruction is converted into the machine-level language. All instructions are readily available for the microprocessor for execution. In compilation, all instructions are readily available for microprocessor, but in interpretation only one instruction is available. Since intermediate object code is generated in compilation, memory requirement is more. Since no intermediate object code is generated in interpretation, memory requirement is less. As I discussed before, program need not be compiled every time. Once it is compiled, once we have machine level language, it can be given to microprocessor any number of times. Since we don't have any machine level language, higher level program should be converted into machine level program every time if we want to run the program. Finally, since entire source code is given as input to the compiler, what compiler generates is a list of errors, if any. It will be difficult to debug, whereas interpreter will convert every line at once into the machine level language. If there are any syntax errors at any line, it can be easily identified and can be rectified. These are the primary differences between compiler and interpretation. Please note that our Python is interpreted programming language, meaning source code which we write in Python will execute line by line. If at any line any syntax error occurs, flow of execution of program stops there itself, so that we can rectify our code easily. In the next video, we will see how to install Python on Windows. Thank you.